the materials are getting really good from these printers where I think in the near future we're going to be able to 3D print crowns.
Is there any other technology that you're using right now that you're really excited about that you think that's going to help you in the future?
Oh, I love 3D printing.
So like
Love
tell
it.
me about that.
I
I don't know a lot. I mean, I know that what 3D printers are, and I know people use them for all kinds of things. But what are you thinking?
so how I use my CEREC now is we scan the tooth, we design it, and then we mill it out of porcelain, Emax or zirconia or whatever material we use, and then we bake it, and then we have a crown. It takes about an hour. Um, there's now 3D printing where I think there are other things that we use it for with like really uh, deep cases, difficult cases for hybrids and the like. But the materials are getting really good from these printers where I think in the near future we're going to be able to 3D print crowns.
Really?
This is where I think,
So
yep,
what would be the
we're,
biggest
yeah,
difference?
I
Because
think
I
crown
don't. I mean, I get what you're saying when they
cost
mill crowns. So when
cost
their cost is way cheaper.
way cheaper. We're talking less than probably $3 worth of plastic or
Yeah, because
whatever the material is.
I've watched YouTube videos where people are 3D printing houses. So I know like that you can pretty much 3D print almost anything. So then how do
Right,
they?
but you got to, yeah. Well, you need these companies need to get FDA approval on the
Mm,
material that goes in your mouth,
yeah.
right? It's not a house, so that's what's holding it up. I think. I mean, I don't work in these
Yeah.
companies. I mean, we use Sprint Ray. I'll give them a shout out because they're fantastic. Um, but the materials are going to catch up and get FDA approval over the next bunch of years, and so the costs on a crown could, from our standpoint, could decrease. Now we're 3D printing instead of milling. It's a lot. It's very, milling. These mills take a beating.
Yeah.
You're cutting things all the time. They're noisy. The
Yeah. The
3D
3D printing
printers
is
are
like
not
almost
as
no
not
noise, right?
correct. There's a lot less mess, or it could be a lot less.
Yeah.
The mills make a ton of mess,
What about
and it
space?
just
3D printers are pretty small too, right?
yeah. I mean, you get a big one, but yeah, space is. We're talking about accuracy of the product. Also, we're talking about the strength of the product, the aesthetics of the product. As all these things get better and better over time, these are things that we're going to
So
use.
so
Now, not every company is going to be able to.
So do you think like what's the cost difference? So if I'm talking in time difference that you think it can get to, like what would be ultimately when everything's working properly, the way you see technology going, how much money could I save per crown, like percentage wise, and how much time am I saving?
I mean, you could probably retail on a block, is $25-$30, maybe a little less, depending how you're buying. So you could be saving $20 on that, but it could be faster. You may not have to bake these materials.
Hmm.
The efficiency is more important than the actual cost, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
because they've gotten the cost
And the
down a
quality,
lot.
correct. But again, right now you could 3D print like temporary crowns and stuff like that. But when it gets to permanent crowns, whenever that does happen, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be like a kid in a candy store.
That's awesome. I love to see you light up. What any other technology that you're seeing that's really helpful to just really optimize the dental world from your perspective that's unique?
I mean AI. Oh man, AI. I gotta say it over and over again. Uh, there are two forms. I mean, there's a lot of different AI. It's a big
Yeah.
word, right? So you have like automation for like claims like from Dentist, and they'll be very happy that I call them out on this. But I should. They're gonna get they're
They're
gonna
awesome.
get their that company's gonna be really good one day. I mean, they're good now, but I'm saying like why there are things that people don't have to do, and they're gonna take that out of the equation. And then the other thing is which I think is the most important and the most significant change in dentistry, probably since the digital X-ray, is a company like Overjet or Pearl or whatever, any of these companies that are helping dentists diagnose caries, where it's going to be more systematized and equal across the board, where you're not going to have variations. Um, I think that's that's a really big thing. That's going to change dentistry when everybody's using this.
Do you mean like the
Um, and from a
consistency
time,
on the diagnosis? Like, so I've heard like
yeah,
people say if someone has a
yeah.
problem, they go to 5 different dentists, they get 5 different diagnosis, right? Like here's what you should do. That you're saying that the technology is going to standardize that a bit more.
Well, he's gonna, yeah. Well, he's still gonna get different opinions, but remember the technology doesn't have the ability to diagnose for you. It's just a guide
Hmm.
or an aid,
Yeah,
where they're gonna say, hey, check this area out, on that tooth.
got it.